Okay, I think I'm live here. I hope I'm live. YouTube has been giving me problems all day long. Alright, so for those of you who are watching that are in the chat, if you could give me a yay or nay on the audio, I'd be appreciative of that. I gotta silence my phone, because I didn't do that first. I'm woefully unprepared for this stream, by the way. Excellent. Getting some yays, excellent. Cool. Hello to everybody who's joining. I appreciate you hopping in and watching what appears to be a nonsense, because this is what's going to be tonight. I'm gonna go to distro watch. I'm gonna hit the randomizer button, and whatever distros come in, we're gonna install it. But I don't know how well that's gonna go. I only have a few rules. One, it can't be a server installation, so it can't be a server distro. That'd be pretty boring. Or at least can't be only for servers. Also, it can't be like a mainstream distro. If it's like, if Ubuntu pops up, I'm not going to install that. That'd be boring. Because I've installed Ubuntu many, many times. So, that's what we're going to do today. I should at least prepare by getting Vert Manager open. We will have to do a little bit of chatting while we wait for things to download. Because I have not downloaded anything yet. So, for those of you who are asking what I'm downloading, I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm going to hit the randomizer button. And completely random. I don't know. Other than the fact that I got a gigantic piece of something all over my glasses. Which I'm not sure how that's even possible. My glasses get dirtier in the case than they do on my face. Which is not only rhymes, but also happens to be true. Still, Jesus. How do you see out of those things? That's better. Good Lord. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is actually choose the first distro. So I'm going to change inputs here. And I'm going to hit this random button right here. So the first one, Bodhi, I've looked at this one before. But that's okay, we'll do it. We'll do it anyways. It's we're gonna go by the rules. It's not popular and it's not a server distro and it's not mainstream. So we're gonna find the home page here and the download link, which is right here, I believe. We'll just download. Let's see. So they have the standard release, the hardware enablement release, and the app pack release. That's gonna have a whole. That's quite a bit bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna do the small one. So we'll download this, and that's the proper folder. Hit save, and we'll wait for that to download. It shouldn't take too long. So Bodhi, I believe. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit about Bodhi. We'll zoom in here so we can actually read this. Bodhi is an elegant and lightweight Debian Ubuntu-based distribution. I'm curious about that because it can't be based on both. Well, I mean, I suppose it could be because it could use both the Debian and the Ubuntu repos, I guess. I don't know. I don't really remember when I looked at this before what it was like, to be honest with you. I remember that it uses this desktop environment, which is based on Enlightenment. I remember the gigantic buttons. That's about all I remember. So, let's see. Anyways, the project takes a decidedly minimalist approach by offering modularity, high levels of customization, and choice of themes. Bodhi releases come in several editions, including standard 64-bit, legacy 32-bit, which are minimalist, only including a web browser, terminal, file manager, text editor, and photo GUI applications. While the App Pack edition includes more applications and tools pre-installed. Additional software can be added with Bodhi's web-based App Center, Synaptic, and apt. I wonder if Bodhi's the one that had that really weird, like, web-based App Center. I don't really remember, but we're gonna find out. So let's see if that was done. No, not done yet. Still says 58 seconds left. Definitely started out faster than it seems to be going now. But that's okay. Hi, that guy Jamal. How you doing? Gamer King. Welcome. I'm gonna try to keep paying attention to the chat, but we'll see how it goes. I'm assuming the reason why it's slow downloading is because of the stuff going on. So when was the last release of Bodhi? The last update was February this year. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the website here. I'll try to. It looks like it's it finally downloaded. Good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and. I don't think I really need to know anymore. Let's go ahead and install this thing. So I need a new VM here, and it says it's based on Debian. So we're gonna create a Debian VM. We'll go forward, select the media, ISOs, and this is I have to refresh this. There we go, right there. Use volume, and then let's see. I don't think. No. Okay, so Debian. I'm going to assume it's going to be Debian 11. So we're going to go ahead and hit forward. And we'll give it 2048. Oops, that was not what I meant to type. And 2 is fine. And go hit forward. And that's fine. Hit forward again. Call this Bodhi. And then we're going to go ahead and hit finish. And hit yes. Is this to call your urge to distro hop? No, I actually I didn't distro hop. I ended up installing Kinoite, I think is how you pronounce it, on my other hard drive is what I ended up doing. That way I didn't, you know, wipe away my Arca, which works really well. Like was no reason for me to hop at all. I just wanted to. The download is Ubuntu based. They ship a Debian edition, 32-bit. So I probably should look that up, but that's okay. Yeah, that's definitely Ubuntu stuff that's going on right now on the screen. Oh, let's see here. Fedora has an i3 edition. You know, I tried the i3 edition one time and could not figure out how to install the damn thing, but that was when it was first released. I didn't have any documentation for it. What is the bar? That bar is, I'm assuming you mean this bar up here. This here bar here, that's polybar. All of my configs can be found in the video description, by the way, if you're interested. And this is the host OS is running i3 Window Manager, i3 apps. Yep, I'm on i3. Yep, i3 gaps, like I said. I have been on for a while. I switched back to DWM for a little while, and I didn't stick around. Okay, so English is fine. Hit next. Keyboard, that is fine. And let's see. Okay, so it brings us to a live environment. Animated wallpaper, which is cool. Let's see here. Let's go ahead first and see. Well, let's just go ahead and install the damn thing. See how it installs. What kind of distro? So far it looks like it is a Ubuntu-based distribution. So this is the Ubiquity installer. And it runs a fork of the Enlightenment desktop environment. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And hit continue again. And we'll do this one here, but we won't do this one here. Hit continue again. And then we will wait for this to pop up. Have I tried Awesome? I did try Awesome probably about 2 years ago now. It was close to the, well, it wouldn't have been quite 2 years ago. But yeah, I've tried it before. I'm not a big fan of Lua, like at all. Alright, so additional features. It does have ZFS options here, and you can encrypt. I don't actually need to do that, but you can. And go ahead and install now. And continue. And that's a fine time zone. And we'll enter some credentials here, so. And a very complicated password. Hit continue, and it should go ahead and be installing now. Yep. Alright. Have I tried Qtile? Yeah, I've tried. I lived in Qtile for a couple months. Maybe even longer than that. It's fine. I like Python way better than I like Lua. I just like i3 because it gives me a lot of options for workspaces and scratch pads and stuff that I'm at least familiar with. I know you can do that stuff in Qtile, but it's easier in i3. Oh, this should be interesting. Like I said, I made a video about Bodhi Linux about probably 14, 15 months ago. So this is not my first time, but Xmonad is the best. Xmonad is not the best. Xmonad is in fact the worst. Not, but I don't like Xmonad because I don't like Haskell, and Haskell does not like me. It's a mutual hatred. What are scratch pads? I have videos on scratch pads. You should look that up. But basically, I can actually show you what a scratch pad looks like. So let's just say I'm here in my window manager and I want another terminal on top of these. I press key binding, that's a scratch pad. I also have pulse mixer there. I have NCMC CPP or whatever the hell it's called. And I have Ranger right there. Those are all scratch pads. I can do my work on top of this, send it away. So let's just say I go into, come back here. Go to media and then pictures and then walls and let's see here, other walls, and it just doesn't really matter. One of these, I'm like right here, and I send that away. When I come back, it's still there, so it's still running in the background. It's just kind of hidden. That's a scratch pad. So I love them because I like, especially like my music player, I have that running all the time, and this way it doesn't take up workspace. And just having like a regular terminal that's just always there that can appear on any workspace for me to do random commands, like if I need to cat out something or if I need to push a get request or whatever, I can do that right from there without having to open up another terminal or go to another workspace. So that's a scratch pad. What are some of the languages you do like? So I like Python, I like Bash, I like C a lot. Now you gotta remember, I'm not a programmer like at all. So when I say I like them, I mean I can do things in them, or at least understand what is being done. Languages for me are kind of like actual like languages. Like the only other language that I really speak is Spanish, but I can't really speak it. I'm more like I can read it. It's kind of the same with computer languages. I can read them. I'm not so good at actually doing stuff in them, but C is probably the one that I'm most familiar with, and that's because of DWM. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and restart now. What is my most favorite distribution, and why is it GNU? Why is it GNU Geeks? You're funny, Peter. Okay, so you're asking what a good VM tool. This is the one I'm using right now is called Virt Manager. It runs on Kappa KVM and QEMU. So yeah, I like it. It's fine. But VirtualBox is fine too. They both do pretty good. You thought my favorite language would be Emacs Lisp? Nope. Honestly, I'm probably more likely to like Haskell than Emacs Lisp. And also, hello DT, how you doing, bud? Your video today was fascinating. I never come across that guy before, to be honest. Granted, I don't do a lot of searches on YouTube. Most of my watching on YouTube is just the people that I subscribe to, so I'm kind of insulated in that. So, okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is see if we. Whoa, hello. Cool background, bro. So we're gonna try xrandr dash. I can't remember. I'm just gonna complete blank. 1920 by 1080. I don't know why I wanted to do X there. That's better. Yeah, there we go. What was I thinking that was... What is dash X? Why did I think of that was dash X? I don't know. Anyways. So let's see if NeoFetch is installed. That's the first thing you have to do. I mean, it's kind of the law. And so long since I've looked at an Enlightenment-based thing that I don't remember anything here. So let's go ahead and do sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade, just so I can. Wow, that's a lot. We'll do it anyways. While we're waiting for that, we can see what's installed. So we have an application menu here. You can't throw shade at Mr. Andipar. I saw the title of that video, I was like, wow, somebody has a lot of time on their hands. But then I realized that that had to be automated. So let's see, we have leaf pad, some preferences, graphics, what is that? I've never heard of that before. It's for cameras. Okay. And never seen that installed on any other distribution before. Let's see here. Internet. We have Chromium based. We have Chromium as the web browser. Pulse audio, a volume control. So that's Pavu control. We have the App Center, which is the web-based App Center. Yeah, I remember that. I think I complained about it. But it works, right? If you wanted this installed, you just hit the install button and it will probably open up a terminal or something, right? Oh, that is the default action is keep your current version. So sure. Never had a conflict come up with apt before, like that before. That was weird. Yeah, the update stopped because I needed a user interaction. You know what I didn't see? Like, what? First of all, why is the bar get hidden by stuff? I don't care for that behavior all that much. So places, quick launcher, screenshot about the operating system and settings. We'll take a look at settings here in a second, but I didn't see system tools. That's probably where it is. So we got Synaptic Package Manager. Terminology is the terminal that we're apparently using. It's weird that terminology is a little bit weird as a terminal to be used. I mean, it's a good terminal, but it just seems a little, I don't know, bulky for this. Like, you'd think that they'd use something like the XFCE terminal or something like that. Of course, I can't really tell you that terminology is any more hefty than the XFCE terminal in terms of like weight. And Thunar is the file manager, which is a good choice because it's probably about the lowest in terms of like resources. You wouldn't want to include Nautilus or something. Plus, I'm having a feeling that most of this stuff is probably GTK2 based. I'm guessing. And I don't... You wouldn't want to include a lot of GTK3 stuff. It asked me for another one. Why does it do that? Never seen app do that before. I've used apt for years. I'll pay attention to the update now, so it doesn't keep standing there. Really, the only reason I updated is because I wanted to install NeoFetch. I just figured I would do it. You are now connected to wired internet. I'd hope so. I should have been connected earlier. I mean, how was you doing the update if I wasn't connected already? Weird. Getting text messages. There we go. I like this font quite a bit, though. This font's really cool. Terminology has always been the alignment terminology. I did not actually know that. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of something different then. What is the other one that is... There's another one that comes with like panels and splits like a terminal multiplexer. What the hell is that called? It's a similar name. Terminator, maybe? I don't know. There's one. It doesn't matter. Although that name's going to bother me. Okay, so we don't get a fancy ASCII art that's appropriate for Bodhi, which is a little bit disappointing. I always like to see them do their own. But I'm sure they have probably better things to do. So let's see. We're running kernel 5.4, which is wow, that's quite old. So this must not be. This must be based on 2004. I think that'd be the 2004 kernel. We might have actually just installed a new kernel already with the update. It wouldn't have taken place until we reboot. I didn't actually pay attention to what was installed. I'm not scrolling all the way back up. Screw that. This is only listing the GTK3 theme, not probably the GTK2 theme, which is what they'd be using. Then that'd be only for other things. So this is the Enlightenment desktop environment with the window manager of Moksha. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. I was wondering, this is the Terminus 18 bold. I like this font quite a lot, actually. I'm gonna make a note of that. Get out of this. Okay. What did I say? It was Terminus 18-bold. Okay. I like that font. I'm going to steal it. That's really cool. All right. So we can get out of that. Let's go ahead and mess around with the themes because that's what I want to see next. Because I remember the themes. I think I remember the themes. So let's go to the settings panel. Here, application themes. I actually kind of remember more than that. Maybe I'm misremembering the distros. Things get so mixed up when you do so many distros. Those are going to be the same things that they're always there. It doesn't really do a lot of... Did a live update Chromium. Well, at least it did the first time. But I bet we're probably not changing the right theme. Okay, let's see here. Because it says Moksha theme here, too. Where's that? Match. Why? Okay. Let's see. So we got borders, transition, scaling, startup, themes, colors. I mean, that's a little similar to what KDE used to look like. Apps. Let's see your screen. Where's the shelves? What is that? Figured shelves. Add. Contents. Shelf contents. I have no clue what that is, but it sounds cool. Everything starter, clipboard. So, I mean, is this down here a shelf? All right, I'm getting mentions. It was probably right in front of me, wasn't there? Wasn't it there, Peter? I have a tendency to not read things. This is the current kernel of Mint 2003. I haven't used Mint in a while either. Let's see here. I still don't know what really that shelf thing is. I mean, it lists the things that are in like the bar. Those things are, at least I think. You got the clipboard, the clock, which I actually don't. Wait a minute, I bet you, because the clock is actually up there. I don't know what shelf says. I don't know. Close that. We can get out of that, I guess. Where were we? Down here, settings, theme, wallpaper, modules. Let's turn something on. Home for your iconified applications. Load. I didn't see that come up. As it came up somewhere, I'm not looking. Alright, I don't know. Shelves are like widgets, I think. But if that's the case, then that... I wonder if it's for like different workspaces. Like you could have different widgets per workspace or something? I don't know. I'm sure it's explained somewhere in documentation. Like, is there... Wait, let's see if there's... About theme, restart. Like, it was probably a key button to do that. About theme, about help. Okay, let's see. Moksha basics. Zoom in here. Virtual desktops allow you to group applications of a certain type on one desktop and those of a different type on another. You have initially 4 virtual desktops, but you can change this number. The pager, gadget. So these things are called gadgets. On the shelf. They call the desktop a shelf. Okay. So the desktop thing is a shelf. The entire desktop is the menu. I click on any empty space, brings up the menu, which it does, and not just, that's just a right click. Brings up the same thing there. Okay. We'll help them bring up the main menu where you can launch applications, adjust settings, shut down the system, and so on. This is a standard on a fresh Bodhi installation. Most consider it very convenient. For the few that do not, the mouse binding show main menu can easily be removed, configured, and blah blah blah. Right-clicking in an empty space on the desktop will bring up the favorites menu. Since there is no favorite applications on a fresh Bodhi installation, the favorites menu will not show on right-click, which actually isn't true because it does show. Many gadgets show system information. Gadgets perform a wide variety of functions. So basically, that's explaining what widgets are. Modules control gadget availability. A gadget will be available only if its module is loaded. Put simply, a gadget is an instance of a module. To load, unload modules, go to main menu settings, modules. Bodhi comes with a wide selection of modules installed by default, and more can be installed at your discretion through the Bodhi App Center and Synaptic Package Manager. Shelves, here we go. Moksha provides shelves to house your gadgets and launchers, a convenient alternative to having them on the desktop. Most gadgets can be added to shelves. Shelves can be located anywhere on a border of your desktop. and you can have more than one shelf on a desktop, as well as different shelves on different virtual desktops. Managing the number of shelves as well as their location size and other attributes is done under main menu settings, shelves. To manage the content of a shelf, right click on the shelf and choose shelf contents. Okay, well, I'm more confused now than I was before, actually. Be honest with you. When I thought it was just the desktop, I was, but it says shelves can be located anywhere on a border of your desktop. So in other words, I'm not sure what that means. What does it mean by a border? Like, does it mean it has to go around the border? It can't go in the center? And I don't know. That's a little confusing. Definitely not something that I would say was user friendly. Want to get a window? Of course, it's possible that I'm just being stupid. I mean, it's possible. It's perfectly understandable. I'm just like, you know what I mean? You put an elf on the shelf. That's funny. Okay. When it shows a shelf, it's actually showing the menu. Or the panel. Okay. The shelf is what they call, what everyone else in the world calls a panel. They're here, that's the shelf. Okay, and it can go around the borders of your desktop because, of course, that's where panels go, is around the border of your desktop. You wouldn't have them pretty much, I mean, you could technically have a panel in the middle of your screen, but I mean, most people wouldn't do that. Okay, now that I'm, different terminology, I guess. Okay. That was weird. All right. Let's see, what else we got here? What else can we mess around with? Because there's apparently some moksha themes here somewhere. I just don't know where. Launcher, settings, extensions. Wait a minute, extensions. Well, that's going to be all that stuff. Okay. Cool. All right. Preferences, system. That's modules, shells, key bindings, theme. But it says mode, presentation, settings panel, which we were actually already on. Application theme. Here we go. Theme selector. Open directory. Theme. So there's really only that one theme. How do I remember there being more themes than that? Maybe that was a different distro. My brain's not working tonight. Oh, wow. Told you at the beginning this was going to be nonsense. Let's see here. Apparently that's literally the only theme that comes with it. It's called a moksha theme. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. I will say that the default one is nice enough. Like, this is basically the Arc Darker theme, probably Arc Dark. I can't remember which one's which, but that's basically that color scheme, and then it has a green border. Although I may have changed that. Did I change that? I think I changed that. I did earlier, didn't I? I did. That's the moksha Arc Dark. It says Arc Green thing, yeah. What is Rux? Apply that. Apply. And basically, it just makes it look like exactly the same. So I don't know what any of these things look like. Let's change to something different and then restart it. So we'll change this. And then here to set it to right there. That looks exactly the same. Weird. I must be doing something wrong. Oh, we didn't look at the resources. I got a ton of stuff open. Let's just look at the resources right now anyways. So we'll do with stuff open. It's using 463 megs of RAM, and that's with Chromium open, by the way, too. Chromium's right there, still open. Now I don't. These are. Isn't it doesn't have any web? Well, it does have a website open. It has the Bodhi website open. This one here is local, but still, that's pretty damn good for with stuff open. We close stuff up. It's not going to be still 100% accurate because something might actually stay in memory, but we'll do it again. And 248. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's definitely right there with them. You can see the V2 and V3 besides the theme names. That's the GTK version that it works with. Okay, that's probably the reason why the V2 ones then wouldn't work with Chromium. That makes sense. You want to leave? I'll let my dog out. Bye. Alright. She always does that midway through a video. Every time. You can't stay here. That's alright. Anyway, so let's anything else you guys want to know about Bodhi before we move on to the next one? I will while I'm waiting for answers to that, I will get a drink with my gigantic water bottle. Going once. Hop to the next one. Alright. In terms of looks, it's not for me, but it's not bad. Like, I've seen worse. In terms, like, looks, it's just... It's fine. I thought that it came with more themes, and maybe it does, and I'm just not seeing... Because it says... Oh, wow, that's worse. That's definitely worse. Okay, this one's definitely better. Okay, those are the two themes that I had. But, yeah, I don't... It's okay, like I said. Not for me, but okay. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We'll move to the next one. Power off. Goodbye. We'll close that. And we'll go back to... We can close both of those things, and we'll go back to random distribution. What's next? Syslinux OS, another Debian-based distribution. Oh, goodness gracious. Debian-based distributions, there are dozens of them, millions of them, it feels like. So this is origin base of Italy, runs with the Mate desktop. The last update here on DistroWatch was April 19th, so it's still being maintained. So Syslinux OS is a Debian-based GNU/Linux live distribution designed for system administrators and system integrators. It offers a complete networking environment that is organized to integrate various software tools and has a friendly graphical interface using the Mate desktop. Syslinux OS was built to work right out of the box with all networking tools already installed by default. Includes all major virtual private networks, several remote control clients, various browsers, as well as Wine, Wireshark, EtherRape. Interesting name. EtherCap, PACF. I don't know what any of those things are. I'm not a network administrator. Like, not even a little bit. Do Alpine Linux. I'm not taking requests. I'm doing random. If I was taking requests, I would try Alpine Linux, but not taking requests. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and give this a try, even though I have a feeling I'm gonna be bored out of my mind because I have no clue what any of these things are actually for. We're going to the website. Maybe. Wow, that was really slow. I wonder how slow the download's gonna be. Oh, they have a GNOME version as well. We're gonna stay away from that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hit download and save. We'll see how... Ooh, 4.3 gigabytes. That's a lot of download. That's a lot of download. 20 minutes left. Yeah. Woo. I think not. I bet you a torrent would probably go faster, but I think not. We'll just not do that. 4.3 gigabytes. Woo! Okay. This Linux OS is solid. I would love to try it, but I'm not going to sit here for an hour and wait for it to download. Now, if I'd chosen these off camera, like before we started, and didn't have to download them, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But the reason why it's going so slow is because I'm also streaming, and it's taking up all my bandwidth. So we're going to try again, hopefully with PLD Linux distribution. That's either going to be exactly KDE3, or it's going to be the Trinity desktop, or whatever it's called. PLD Linux distribution is a free RPM-based Linux distribution, so something similar to Fedora, aimed at the more advanced users and administrators who accept the trade-offs of using a system that might require manual tweaking in exchange for flexibility. Simultaneous support of a wide variety of architectures and non-conservative approach to RPM usage provide the users with a consistent environment on all available architectures. So it includes Blackbox, Fluxbox, GNOME, Ice Window Manager, which I suppose technically that could... No, that shows a KDE icon there, and that's a KDE menu. A KDE WMaker, I guess, XFC. That has to, so either they're using an old version of KDE or that's an old screenshot. It's based on independent, so it's going to be interesting. PLD is dead. Well, not according to DistroWatch, my friend. The last update here, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, the last release was in 2008. 2008? Why would they update the page on... Well, no. It says here that the last update was in February. The color me confused because it says the last update here was in 2008 for a release announcement. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and bypass that one too because that's probably the reason why it looks really old. I'm gonna trust the screenshot. Try again. Okay, I don't think. First of all, DistroWatch, I mean, I'm assuming probably that they're talking about the old version of SteamOS then. So this is not going to be like the 3.0 version, which is based on Arch. This one's not going to be maintained anymore. Last release of this, 2015. Randomizer per button is not doing very well for us today. Again, it says the 2019 here for a release. Okay, but still, that was 3 years ago. Okay, I think it's still getting 79 hits in the last 12 months. If that's the number. Oh, hits per day, 156. Still. Okay. I wonder why they have... I mean, technically 3.0 would technically be out. They need to maintain their stuff. I don't speak Italian. No, 0. I'm just gonna call it 0. Let's see, this is based on Debian. Great. Based on Debian, Devon, Mint, and PC Linux OS. I'm assuming they have different versions, probably. So it is a Linux distribution based on Ubuntu LTS long-term support release. It features a customized XFC environment together with many powerful productivity suites such as LibreOffice, LibreCAD, several cloud... This thing is going to be a humongous ISO. I have almost guarantee it. Wow. Okay. Well, when was the last updates for this? 2006. There it says to 2022 4.0. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna give it a try. We'll see how long it takes to download. Just speak like Mario and read it. It's simple. TFL's here. Hi, TFL. How you doing, bud? We're gonna... Oh, it's actually in Italian. Oh. Well, buongiorno. There's all my Italian. Well, I mean, not really, because you know a lot of Italian words: pizza, spaghetti, you know, stuff like that. You can tell the only words that matter to me in the language. Okay, well, their menus not all talk about English and weird. Choose a language, any language. Versioni. Okay, so we're gonna get the version. And then torrent ISO. See how long this is going to take to download. I wonder if it's going to take a bit, but we're going to let it go. Hopefully it won't go up to an hour. Yeah, I didn't see that, but it's okay. That was payback, TFL, for you talking about pizza the other day on Discord. And I had pizza for dinner tonight. It was good. It was definitely good. Pizza's always good. Well, as long as you don't mess it up. Watch some of the stuff, the pizzas they make on the food channel. They always put like salad on it. Like, salad doesn't go on my pizza. I don't mind a salad to go with the pizza, just not on top of it. How we doing? Oh, not too bad. We can wait that long. Definitely did better than that last one. Which is weird because they both came from SourceForge, so you'd think that the speed would be similar. Yeah, I'm hoping for one of the real esoteric distros without installers to appear, or Slackware. Now, if you want to see me install Slackware, you can go back to like 2 or 3 streams ago. I did that on camera. That won't be that rare. My Luck Gen 2 would appear, which would be absolutely, utterly hilarious. We're going to do this one, and then we'll do one more. And then we'll take a look at the time, because it's already close to 9 o'clock. We've almost already been going for an hour. I like vegetables too. I even like vegetables on pizza. I just don't like salad on pizza. There's bifurcation of your meal is important. You know, you have the salad, and then you have your slices of pizza, and then you can move on to whatever. But you don't combine them. It's like those stupid bowls they have at the store now. If you want it, it used to be, you could go to the store and buy a frozen dinner. It had these little portioned out sections of stuff. You know, you have vegetables, your processed meat and stuff. Now you go to the store and you want to buy a frozen dinner because, you know, they're still pretty cheap, and they just throw everything in a bowl. Like, I don't like that. It's just not for me. All right, so I've already forgotten what this is based on. It says it's based on Debian Devon Mint PC Linux OS. Well, I'm going to assume that means Debian. So we're going to go forward. We're going to browse ISOs. I think we'll probably have to update this. UZL. Urbino. Okay, so I'm going to choose that volume. We're going to type in Debian. I'm just making assumptions here. This is Debian 11. It should work fine. Forward. We're going to give it 4 this time, and 2 gigs RAM. Just random numbers. There we go. Why not? Forward. I'm wondering if we should get more RAM, because I don't know anything about this. 4096. Do better that way. Forward. That's fine. I've already forgotten what the name of this distro is. We're just going to copy and paste it because I still don't know how to say it. Why not? I'm assuming there's probably an Italian speaker in the chat. It was like, it's pronounced like this. And I'm like, still can't pronounce. I can't pronounce crap in Spanish either. So Kaka. Yeah, sorry. Oops. Oh, it's because it can't have a space in it. That's right, Matt. Dumbass. There we go. Finish. Here we go. Oh, that is definitely a Linux Mint grub starter. Okay. It says it was based on a Ubuntu, though, didn't it? Now that I remember reading that it was based on Ubuntu. Of course, the one thing you can't trust, you can absolutely not trust the distro watch page for these things because they're never updated. Also, they lie. Like, half the time they have no clue what they're talking about. That's why it should be open source. They should let the maintainers and the community maintain those pages, not just like one dude. I hear music. I didn't have my headphones on, but I heard it. That's cool wallpaper. And that's XFCE. So I'm guessing that that was not the Linux Mint grub, but instead that's XFCE, but that's definitely a menu that I've never seen before. Or at least maybe that's the one that it's not, because it's not the was the Busker, or what the hell do they call the one in XFCE? Names are definitely not my forte tonight. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install this thing. Good news is it defaults, at least appears to default to English. Welcome to the Uficio 0. This program will ask you some questions and set up on your computer. So let's go. What the hell? What the hell installer is this? Did they do their own custom installer? Why? What for? Like random America, Toronto. I suppose somebody on YouTube did I think it was the history guy. He did a video on continents, right? And here in the United States, we consider this North America and this South America, but pretty much in everywhere else in the world, this is just America. They don't do North and South. So when you see America, Toronto, I'm like, I suppose technically Canada's America, but I'm a snobbish guy. This is just America. Okay, we're America. Canada can be somewhere else. We don't want to be associated with those nice people. Anyways, that's fine. Move on to that. This is a fork of something, because it's just laid out weird. They did it because they can. I mean, I suppose it feels like it's like a mixture of like I was gonna say the mixture of Calamaris and the Ubiquity launcher, but it's not really. It's more Ubiquity than other, but it's not that either. It's weird. UFZ VM. Enter a very strong password there, and hit next. Encrypt the home folder there, which is nice. The order of this is just fascinating to me, because normally normally you choose your language and then your keyboard, and then you do the partitions, and then you change like your time zone and you make a user. But we've already done the user, the time zone. I haven't, and the language. Maybe I didn't even see the language. I don't even remember. Now we're getting to the partitions. It's a weird layout. We're just going to go ahead and do the automated one. But it's going to ask you for the disk, in which you have to select. So even if you only have one, you still have to select it. Okay. Hit next. This will delete the data. Yes. Installation tool as super user. No partition table was found on the hard drive. Do you want to install it to create a set of partitions for you? Note this will erase all data. So yes. Install grub on that. That's fine. Hit next. All right, so that takes us to a summary. This is a custom installer. This is weird. Why would you do such a thing? And then it takes you to that's definitely the part of the Ubiquity installer right there. That's definitely part of that. Okay. Weird. Yeah, that's a great logo. True, universal healthcare does not belong in America. Damn straight, yeehaw. uh, any videos on the internet that can help me make my own distro? I want to get into the distro watch scene. I think there's a small YouTuber called The Real Geek, and he had a video on making your own distro. It's the installer same as Peppermint. I don't really remember the Peppermint installer, but this part right here is definitely from the Ubiquity installer. Like that's the Ubuntu installer part right there, but the rest of it's not, or at least it is, but it's in different. Like, it's definitely a different order, and it looks different. It's weird. Cool. I mean, 100% functional, but still, why? Why not just use the Ubiquity installer? What? My question would be, what is the purpose of going to the work of just rearranging the Ubiquity installer without adding really anything to it? The partition screen was different for sure, so they've changed that. But I don't know that it's any more functional than it's the LMD and. That part there is definitely from Ubuntu. Either that it's designed like the Ubuntu one, because this end screen looks exactly like the Ubuntu installer. I've seen the new Ubiquity installer that's run on Flutter. It doesn't look like this. Plus, there's no frilly animations. That's a good point, Peter. It would just be Ubuntu, but still, I mean, you could put your effort into something else other than that. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It just is interesting to me. Oh, goodness gracious. Still amuses me that people base distributions off distributions which are based off distributions. Yeah. So Ubuntu would be like three. If it's based on a Ubuntu, it should be based on Ubuntu, which is based on Debian. We're 3 layers of abstraction. Live user's name is Mint. It's definitely based on Ubuntu because that stuff is Ubuntu, and then this is that's a different grub screen altogether right there. That's cool. And then it has the Debian 11. This thing, it does not know what it wants to be. This is weird. That was odd. So it's definitely based on Ubuntu and Debian, because it had that Ubuntu, the end screen where it asks you to take out the installation media. That's pure Ubuntu, and has parts of the Ubuntu installer, which not all of it, some of it, and then it had that Debian splash screen. All right, so we're gonna displays and change the resolution. So 1920 by 1080, which is gonna be up here, right here, and apply, and keep. Okay, cool. Well, that made that really small. Okay, we're gonna close there. All right, so we're gonna open up a terminal. So Control Shift T, Control Alt T works for there just fine. So this is the Mate terminal, but this is XFCE. What? This is weird. I mean, when you create your own distro, you do you, right? Let's see if NeoFetch is installed. Probably not. It is, actually. So They're using Tux as the ASCII art. We have the official name here, using kernel 5.10, which is, I believe, what you're using in the LTS of Ubuntu. Also, probably the most recent version. I think it's also the Debian 11 kernel as well. Bash 5.1. So this desktop environment is Mate. This is not XFCE, as I originally thought. And the reason why I thought it was is because did we not read before, based on Ubuntu LTS? What is going on in this world? Like, I know I don't know everything in the world. I freely admit that I'm pretty stupid. But this, either we can't trust DistroWatch, which is we know is true, but still, they've made this look like XFCE. Like, they have made this look a little bit like XFCE. Of course, XFCE and Mate are, you know, they're not as different as you think they are, but still. Anyways, this is using the Mate terminal, the Marco window manager, and the monospace font. Okay, but still, that's definitely a Debian-based distro thing, because you can see how many packages. It's based on LMDE. The installer, you mean, Gamer King? Okay, but it's still taking stuff from Ubuntu. Like, I don't care what it's being used at. It may be used in LMDE, or you're probably talking about, because LMDE is not a distro. LMDE is a desktop environment. So, still, like I said, it doesn't matter. It was a conglomeration of stuff, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it was weird. Anyways, free-m. This is going to be using more. So 759 is, yeah, quite a bit more than Bodhi was, but it's not a competition. Okay, so anyways, we'll close that. We're not going to do an update in this one, because that was a waste of time. I only did that in the other one because I was wanted to install NeoFetch. You have to update the mirrors anyways. Anyways, so we're going to go through the categories. So we have Archive Manager, Calculator, disks, excuse me, fonts. This is just the normal stuff here. Mate search tool. I don't see the. I wonder if it has like Mate tweak tool, because the Mate tweak tool in Ubuntu is really cool, or in Ubuntu Mate is really cool. All this stuff here is just warpinators here by default. That's cool. That's the thing that you use to send and receive, like, transfer files between computers. It's similar to like Snapdrop. Okay, is the distro that I'm currently using. Okay. Well, even LXQ is a desktop environment, not a distro unto itself. You don't download an ISO of LXQt. You download a download of Ubuntu. Or I'm trying to think of another distro that uses LXQt. There's not a lot of them that do it by default. A lot of them have flavors of it. Anyways, graphics, we have Mate color selection and pics. No GIMP here, which is fine. Firefox, HexChat, Thunderbird. Web apps, run websites as if they were apps. Okay. Office, this is with the LibreOffice here. Other hard drive cleaner. Sound and video, Hypnotics, which is that's from Linux Mint. Rhythm Box, which I think is usually the default on a Mint as well. I think, I don't know, actually. Kaja for the file manager, file browser. Deconf editor is here. Well, this is mostly the time shift is here. That's also something that kind of started out on Mint. Web. Why would you have web and internet? That's weird. I don't know. Oh, that's gonna be stuff that's support. Why wouldn't they call it support then? Weird. Okay. Administration backup tool. Did that just open up Timeshift? No. That's, so they have Timeshift and a backup tool. Okay. Login window. These are all going to be setting stuff. Synaptic package managers here. I wonder if that's the only app store that's installed. Software sources, which is going to be yeah, that's going to be the Ubuntu thing. No, that's the Mint thing. That's from Linux Mint, I think. Maybe wrong on that. Yeah, it's definitely pulling from the, and it says so right there. The Linux Mint. So this is okay. So it has some Debian flares, and because we saw that Debian splash screen, the Ubuntu stuff is explained easily enough because it's pulling most of the stuff from Linux Mint. Okay, so that stuff makes sense. It's not using the same installer as Linux Mint though. It uses like a combination of some other stuff, right? So it's definitely highly customized. It's using Mate because this is of course it's been ages since I've used the Mate version of Linux Mint, so I don't even know what that looks like anymore, to be honest. I'm assuming it's green of some kind. Anyways, time and date, update manager, users and groups, preferences, about me, appearance, which is just going to be this one here. Yeah, that's the same thing you'd get with any Mate desktop. It does come with Mate Tweak. So does it come with different layouts? It comes with GOEM 2, which is this one here, which is basically just upending the one we just had. Linux Mint, which I didn't see it update there. And then OpenSUSE. Apparently you have to probably log out in order to see that. Sometimes it doesn't actually update. Close. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. And so it doesn't come with the cool layouts that Ubuntu Mate comes with. Ubuntu Mate comes with ones that are like for Mac OS and a Windows version and a GNOME 2 version. LMD is Linux Mate desktop environment. Wait a minute, did he say LMD? Was I mocking him and he said LMDE? I was thinking of LX. I was thinking of the desktop environment, so some people are out there thinking, oh, well, this guy's a fucking idiot. Did you say LMD? I'm scrolling up here. LMD. He did. I misread that. My dyslexia is messing with my head. LMD. Everybody's shouting in the chat, Matt, you're an idiot. And then so it's LMD. Okay, that makes sense then. So it's based. Anybody, if you guys ever hear me say something stupid like that again at me, I'm more likely to see it when it highlights you. I read the M as X, okay? I read it as LXDE, not LMD. Now it's okay. Sorry. You can tell I haven't installed LMD in a while either, but still, cool. And it also makes sense. It makes way more sense than it pulls stuff from Ubuntu, but it's not the regular Mint updater either. It also explains the Debian splash screen because so this is okay. Where I get confused, and I'm going back to this again. I'm blaming DistroWatch. Based on Ubuntu LTS. Now it does say it's also based on Mint here, but it does not say it's based on LMDE. It says it's based on Mint and Debian and Devon. So does that mean? Wait a minute. Now I'm wondering. And the best way to find out if you use systemd is I don't know. What's the best way to find out if you're using systemd? Find out if sudo system ctl is installed, which it doesn't seem to be. So it's not using system ctl. It is installed, so it is still using systemd. So it's not can't be based on Devon. All right, DistroWatch You're a complete and utter failure at everything you've done in life. Okay. Yeah, system CDL's here, so it has to be using system distro. Like I said, it can't be using. Why didn't? There we go. All right, so this is. Oh, I can't believe I sat there and like, yeah, LXD is a desktop environment. It is. LXDE is in fact a desktop environment, but that's not what he said. He wrote LMDE because Matt can't read worth a damn. It's all right. Nobody ever said I was smart and knew how to read. They base it off a different distro every time they release? What? Why? Why would you ever do such a thing? If that's true, and I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, wow. They need to see some grass or something. Well, no, I think that this is definitely Mate. It's just kind of themed like XFCE. Mate, I don't know, Mate and XFCE are I mean, they're not one-to-one example, you know, perfectly, but you can tell that they have some similar features. They manage their panels in kind of the same way. It's the distro that distro hops for you. Did I even look at the webpage? I don't even. Wait, the webpage was here, but it was in Italian, and I didn't. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the web. Fuck you. Okay, it's alright. We go right here, and then there is an English version here, which it's nice that they provided an English version. Thank you for that. Even if it's not 100%. Is a Linux open source operating system created by this that has acquired historical domain and makes available virtual servers to host web services, mail services, repositories, and sharing services for the development team. Like I said, I think that basically that sentence means that they've created it for themselves. The project is aimed to professionals, freelancers, and private and public entities who want to use free, useful, and easy to understand tools. Is there an about section in the settings? I don't know. I don't know if Mate does that or not. Of course, you can't search for settings unless you actually type the damn thing right. There we go. Excuse me. System tools. Administration. Software manager. So it also has the software manager install stuff, which I'm guessing is probably a forked version of the GNOME Software Center, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't look like the boutique. The Mate boutique thing. Yeah, that's GNOME software. I don't see a standalone settings manager. I might be just missing it. Maybe they call it something different. Main menu, Mate calculator, Mate dictionary, Mate dist image mounter, Mate dist usage analyzer, Mate. Can't pronounce that word. Search tool, system monitor, terminal, tweak, mouse, network proxy, notes, onboard, password, personal file sharing, pics, Pluma, pop-up notifications, post install, power management, power statistics, preferred applications, print settings, Qt5 settings, Redshift, Rhythmbox, screensaver, screenshot, Syd A, software manager, software sources, sound, startup applications, store, synaptic package manager, software system monitor, system reports, take screenshot, text editor, Thunderbird, time and date manager. Why do you need both of those things? That's weird. One of those has to be like a clock thing. That's weird. Time shift transmission, update manager, USB installer, USB stick formatter. What? Again, questioning why you, those have to be the same thing, just like symlinks to something to the same thing. But now I'm curious. That's the USB stick formatter, and that's the USB writer, which are in fact two different things. Okay. Gosh, I mean, one's for formatting, one's for writing. What does LMDE do that too? I don't even know. To tell you honest God truth. Warpinator web apps. Yeah, I don't see anything here. I don't see. Mate has a system manager tool or system settings tool. I know it does. Unless I'm just making it up in my head and have used it in my dreams or something. I meant you have those two options to it as well. But don't... I don't understand why you wouldn't combine those things. I don't know. Maybe it's just the minimalist in me, but I understand the whole... That's taking the Unix philosophy just a little bit too far. Trust me, DT, you were much better off going to get beer. We've been trying to figure out what's going on with this distro. It's based on LMDE. We're now pretty sure about that, though. And the only reason we got that far is because the chat, ranged me into it. We're still looking for preferences, but display. I don't know. Apparently, either Mate does not actually have a system settings panel, or they didn't include it. Control center? System tools control center? Okay. Yeah. Web auto administration. All. We'll go back to all. There's not a control center here unless I'm literally the blindest person in the world. Well, I mean, we can search for control. No, there's not a control center here. On the left side of the menu. Oh, but why on earth isn't it in the menu system? Okay, now I'm so freaking confused. I mean, I sat there and just read out every single one. Why isn't it in the applications? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Thanks for pointing that out, because I would have never seen it. That is weird, right? Why isn't... I'm so confused. Yeah, that's exactly the thing I was looking for. Anyways, we were looking for about. Is there an about me? About me? That's not helpful. I already know about me. Big giant picture says idiot right on the side. Thank you, Peter. Like that, so you can't easily type the name to open, right? Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, all these settings are actually in the menu, of course, because that's the way XFCE does it too. But they also put a settings manager in XFCE, and I'm pretty sure Mate does too. I mean, like I said, I haven't used Mate in ages, but I still think that it's there. I don't see an about here. I could be, again, blind, but I don't see an about thing. Main menu appearance, administrative technology, about me. I will look over here to the side now again. But no, I don't see. So to answer your question, Bonehead, I don't see one. Okay. I think I've had enough of this distro. This thing has done nothing but confuse me the entire time, and it's mostly my fault. But still, I don't get it. Mainly because I don't. LMD uses cinnamon, right? That'd be the reason why they created this, right? Tell us more about yourself. I've already told you about me. I just showed you everything you needed to know about me. I'll show it to you again in the control center. This is exactly what you need to know. Everything about me is right there. a very open person. Yeah. This was a weird one, and it's probably not as weird as I was making it out to be, but it felt weird to me. All right. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get to another one, guys. I thought I was gonna get to 3, but it turns out I only got to 2. So, unfortunately, we're not gonna do another one. Because I could sit here and do another one, but it would take another half an hour, and I'm kind of done. So, anyways, thanks everybody who's watched this wonderful, horrible, no good stream. I promise I will be more prepared next time. But we all know that that's not going to be true. Definitely not going to be true. Anyways, before I go, I should take a moment to thank my current patrons. You can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/linuxcast. Thanks to Robert, Syd, Devon, Patrick, Fred, Kramer, Maeglin, Jack Sniping Tools, Dave A, CyberGuyLinux, Garrick, Samuel, KB, TGB, Keith, Andy, Unkle, Bonehead, Tridevil, Gary, Antoine, Mitchel, JDawg, Carbondated, Jeremy, Shaun, Odin, Marnie, Ross, Eduardo, archsinner, Elliott, Marek, Camp, Josh, Willie, Peter A, Crucible, Dark Dwayne at 6, Primus, and PM. I almost have those names memorized, which is tells you how long often I've been saying them. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I do stream usually every Sunday, so if you are around during this time, you can join in. I have no clue what I'm going to be doing next Sunday. Something. It'll be entirely random. Like I said, I don't know yet. Maybe a racing stream. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas for what I should stream, as long as it's not Gen 2, Emacs, or Xmonad, then you can leave those in the comment section below after this video goes up, which it will do right now. So anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.